evening, I'm Nev Van Pelt, and thank you for joining us. The City of Thunder Bay's 2025 city budget process is already underway. City Council approved a budget schedule during this week's council meeting. The first date on the schedule is July 22nd. Administration is working now on that initial budget directions report. Council should receive the full budget package in early January, with roughly a month set aside for public consultation and debate before ratification on February 10th. Exactly how to best conduct that consultation is still an open question. After a survey asking citizens how they want to be consulted got few responses.
Unfortunately, we only received 219 returns, so we can't necessarily extrapolate to the results to the entire population without a significant margin of error. However, as City Treasurer, the message I received is A, the public engagement in the budget process is low, and B, for those that are engaged, the budget isn't necessarily easily digestible. While this isn't ideal, this information will help our team moving forward, as we know we need to do a better job of educating and communicating with the public.
Of the survey respondents, 72% said they would prefer to respond to surveys, which Greaves emphasizes must be taken with a grain of salt. Administration is committed to reviewing best practices and updating their methods for future budgets. The Lakehead School Board and Superior Collegiate are donating computers to a grade school in eastern Ecuador. Officials from the local charity group Memo say this will benefit almost 500 students, as many of them come from underprivileged families. Computer education is a requirement by the Ecuadorian Ministry of Education. Unfortunately, the school located along the upper Amazon headwaters has been unable to access student computers until earlier this week. This shipment of unused technology at Superior Collegiate will be sent off in the coming weeks, benefiting all students who are in need of up-to-date computers and software. Memo Assistant Director Dr. Jerome Harvey speaks more about the plan.
There's 20 units that are going to this particular school, though the Lakehead Board of Education has provided hundreds of computers that we've shipped to countries like El Salvador and in Zimbabwe.
This was arranged through Dr. Harvey and his mission, this memo, and then we have contact, so I now have contact as well with the lady in Zimbabwe, for instance, and we have contact with others, and it's back and forth, what do you need and what do you have, and here's what we've got. So like this last one with Ecuador, he just mentioned, that was a rush job to get everything done. Two of us were working on getting them up to date in the time we had available in order to meet the deadline to ship them.
Memo officials add if anyone has any technology that can be used for education purposes and wish to donate to schools like these, they can visit the Memo website for more details. Biking for a cause. Edmonton local Matt Devine is cycling 10 kilometers and visiting 13 cities across Canada to raise money and awareness for national charity Little Warriors. He stopped in Thunder Bay over the weekend and hosted a group bike ride earlier this morning at Current River Park. Jessica Clement has the story.
To help initiate change in communities through fitness, Edmonton's Matt Devine is taking part in a cross-Canada challenge and will be biking 10,000 kilometers. This is the third annual endurance event launched by Heroes Unleashed, a movement co-founded by Devine that has raised over $160,000 for children's charities. He's stopping at 13 cities along this year's journey and visited Thunder Bay over the weekend for a group bike ride and Pilates lesson.
We've screamed at the top of our lungs. We want to impact more people, but sometimes people, they get overwhelmed by all the other stuff that's going around. So we've had success, but we want more and more attention, like what we're experiencing here today.
Like previous years, Devine is riding with a purpose. He hopes to raise money and awareness to Little Warriors, a charity that provides treatment for children who have been sexually abused. Devine hopes to raise over $100,000 in fundraising. However, money isn't their only goal.
What is important as the money is awareness. Little Warriors is like the best trauma-informed treatment center, certainly in North America. So the more people we can get talking about what they do, the more kids that can be helped. But more importantly, the issue is it's just in such a bad state right now. We need to bring awareness to it.
Nicole Devine, Matt's wife and co-founder of Heroes Unleashed, says the charity serves children across the country and gives them the opportunity to get treatment and heal from trauma.
If a child is in need of some of this trauma-informed therapy, they go online and they put their application in, and then Little Warriors reaches out and they go through the process of bringing them to the right resources and tools and people. It's not a fix and a cure. It's about gaining the tools, the resources, the knowledge, the comfort and the feeling of safety so that they can speak their truth and go through that healing process.
This isn't Devine's only event in Thunder Bay. On Sunday at 11 a.m., he'll be at the Brick, doing a 100-kilometer indoor ride and 400 push-ups to raise more awareness for Heroes Unleashed and Little Warriors. Anyone who wants to know more about Heroes Unleashed and how to donate are encouraged to visit their website and social media pages. Jessica Clement, TBT News.
Turning our attention to national news now, WestJet union members have hit the picket line, and with no solution on the table, the airline says they're on the verge of canceling another 150 flights. CTV's Christina Tanalia is at Pearson Airport with the latest.
Stranded travelers are feeling frustrated as WestJet halts hundreds of flights on the first official long weekend of the summer. WestJet announcing today the airline has canceled 235 flights, with 33,000 travelers impacted.
Canadians are missing wedding celebrations, well-deserved holidays. They're missing important medical appointments, family reunions, and the stress and the devastation this is causing is unnecessary.
Like this mom from Ontario telling WestJet on X, "You ruined our family vacation," sharing a photo of her upset 5-year-old after she says the family's Bahamas vacation was ruined. Federal Labor Minister Seamus O'Regan announcing today he's meeting with the parties to discuss the matter. Union members hit the picket line after the minister ordered both parties into binding arbitration. Johannes Petz is at Toronto Pearson Airport on the picket line. He's been a WestJet aircraft maintenance engineer for 16 years.
Get WestJet to come back to the table and to allow the two sides to make a proper deal, and just to be respectful that we want to work together. We don't want to do disruptions. We want to be a team.
WestJet's leadership shared this morning that if there is no immediate solution, the airline will cancel hundreds of more flights today. Christina Tanalia, CTV News, Toronto.
While preparations are underway to light up the night sky for Canada Day, fire chiefs across the country are hoping to douse a little cold water on the celebrations. The current hot and dry conditions on a day that seems to be the most fireworks used all year could mean a recipe for disaster. CTV's Camille Carmelli reports.
Fire crews are warning the high temperatures and dry conditions mixed with Canada Day celebrations that will include fireworks could mean more wildfires being sparked in provinces and territories. Fire crews across the country say they already deal with reckless behavior when it comes to fireworks use on Canada Day. Roughly 700 departments nationwide respond to at least one call related to people misusing fireworks. Now, with last year's wildfire season breaking records and this year already seeing wildfires in BC, Alberta, and Manitoba, the Canadian Association of Fire Chiefs is warning the public to avoid using fireworks if they can, or only allow those with licenses to set them off. Newfoundland and Labrador, where a wildfire near Churchill Falls had the town evacuated, has a province-wide fire ban that prohibits the use of any fireworks. Temperatures in Ontario and Quebec have also been above 30 degrees Celsius at times. That's led to heat warnings.
The reality of warmer climates, more challenges associated with wildfires happening earlier in the year. I believe that moving forward, we are going to be faced with this challenge each and every Canada Day.
Now, rules related to fireworks use are different from province to province, so the Canadian Association of Fire Chiefs is also asking the federal government to create the same set of bylaws that would apply across the country. Kamal Karamali, CTV News, Toronto.
Back here in Thunder Bay, a book signing was held at the local Indigo this afternoon for Lost Between the Cracks, a biography of Anishinaabe trans knowledge keeper Mona Hardy. Shay Michelle Watson helped Hardy write the book. She was signing copies while celebrating Hardy's birthday and the life that she had. Hardy died this past February, but her story will live on through her book. She was an advocate, an essential figure in the Indigenous community, and a fixture for nearly 30 years in Thunder Bay patient care. Readers will follow Hardy's life journey, which started at Rocky Bay First Nation. They will then follow her as she travels throughout Canada, the world beyond and back. Watson had been writing the book with Hardy for 3 years. She says it was a delight and honor to work with her and be her friend. She adds that she hopes readers will be able to learn a few things, have a few laughs, and shed a few tears.
For settler Canadians, I hope it's an act of reconciliation. I hope they learn to look beyond just the label of generational trauma and the label of Indian Day School survivor, and to actually see the people and the wisdom and the culture that's beneath that. And for Indigenous people, I hope they read it and they get to reclaim a little bit of what could have been lost, right? Like when Mona and her siblings were sent to that Indian Day School, the idea was that they would extinguish these teachings that we've preserved in these books, that they would extinguish that sense of humor that is uniquely Anishinaabe, but we've preserved it in this book. So I hope that everybody gets to take a piece of that home.
If you would like to purchase Lost Between the Cracks, copies of the book can be found at Entershine Bookshop, Loud Women Collective, the Thunder Bay Museum later this summer, and online at lostbetweenthecracks.ca. And we're now joined by sports anchor Joel Mendelson. And Joel, the Border Cats have been having a little bit of a tough go lately, but back in the winning column.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx anything, but we might have a win streak on our hands. I'm not sure.
I hope so.
We'll have the highlights and more when we come back from the break.